So there are two psychological principles that I believe are shaping people a lot more than they think. And these are number one, it's the law of averages, and the second one is this thing called the self-fulfilling prophecy. And I believe that most people know what these things are, and if you don't know, what the law of averages is that, for example, you wanna when you judge someone else, you if someone else is really good at something, you believe that they might compensate by lacking something else. So, for example, people often think that Cambridge students who are really good at studying are probably really bad at something else, like they're nerds, so they're probably bad at sports. But the reality of this situation is that that's not true. I have some friends from Cambridge who are really smart and who are also really good at sports, etc. So, this heuristic or this short mental shortcut that people believe is true is easily untrue. There's a lot of evidence that this isn't true as well, but people like to think that the baseline is the norm and that most people deviate towards that baseline. So sometimes it can be used as a way to comfort yourself when you believe that, hey, the reason why this person is so social is because this person is dumb as shit. But it's very often the case that that's not the case. The second law is self-fulfilling prophecy. And what this law says is that your belief about oneself shapes who you will become. So it's something like manifestation, where, for example, if someone keeps telling you that you are bad at sports or you're bad at badminton and you're playing badminton yourself, you go into the badminton court with that belief that you're bad at badminton. In turn, you become worse at badminton because of that belief, because you don't want to learn, you don't want to, you believe you're bad, so you believe you're not smart enough to learn, and therefore you don't have the motivation to learn, and in turn you actually become bad at whatever sport it is. And because you're bad, it reinforces the idea that you're bad at the sport, and you believe that to be true. And that is a really negative cycle that I see a lot of people fall into. One thing that you must know is that if you want to become the best at something, or you want to achieve something, you have to let go of this belief that you have to let go of this belief of the law of averages when it applies to yourself. So, for example, if you're really passionate about something and you really want to do something, for example, you want to be the best programmer out there, okay? But at the same time, you want to start a business and you want to be the best programmer while also being the best speaker, the best motivational speaker, the best team worker, etc. Most people will hinder you by telling you that you are really good at something, or you'll believe that you're really good at something, but you believe that you'll have to compensate it by losing something else. For example, people will think, oh, you're the best coder out there, but you're really socially awkward. And people will tell you that, and you will start believing it yourself. And there's going to be a lot of heuristics, there's going to be a lot of people and a lot of social media or a lot of shows that dictate that. And it's going to run into the cycle of self-fulfilling prophecy where you believe that, and it'll actually turn you into whatever you believe yourself to be. Well, here I am trying to tell you that that's not the case. You don't have to believe that. And what I mean by that is that now that you know these two laws, you can start to play around with it, and you can start to realize that the law of averages does not apply to everyone, or at least at all. It's just a perceptive law that people apply to you. So it's not something that dictates who you are. Therefore, one really powerful thing that you can do is, by understanding these rules and by understanding these psychological laws, you can break these rules and reach your full potential. And maybe because of these laws, you'll limit yourself less and you'll realize, hey, I'm really good at this one thing, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be bad at this thing. It just means that I'm going to excel at everything. It can also mean that I'm going to excel at everything else. So don't hold yourself back because of what other people say, and don't hold yourself back because of this stupid belief that you believe that you deserve to be average.